Okay, good day everyone. Let's quickly talk about solving percent problems, also known as percent proportions. We are looking at Math Standards 8.2b, which states that the student will use appropriate operations to solve problems involving rational numbers in problems situation. Okay, solving percent problems, also known as percent proportions. We are working Math Standard 8.2b as well as 8.3b, which is still working with problem solving involving rational numbers and identifying and solving proportional and non-proportional relationships, including similarities and rates. Okay, in the past, you've solved proportions. Now you will solve percent problems using proportion. So you can be able to use data to find percent. The word percent means per 100. And a percent is a ratio whose denominator actually is 100. The symbol that we use for percent is the 0/0 sign that you can find over the 5 key on normal keyboards. Key concept is we must be able to solve a percent problem. So let's say we want to represent A is P percent of B. So we would simply write that. Let me put this down here. We want to represent A is P percent of B. Now, and we want to use the following proportion. Okay. The proportion we want to use is A to B as P is to 100. Okay, we know in this case, let's just say where A is simply a part of the base, and we know that our base, so we'll just say A is part of the base. Let's go ahead and erase that and not scribble on it so you can understand it plainly. Okay, so A is part of the base, and P percent are, make sure you know it's the same thing as P over 100 is the percent. So we'll use this concept as we go through and help you to be able to find these percent proportions. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. This is our first example. A service club is planting seedlings as a part of an erosion prevention project. Out of 240 newly planted seedlings, 15 are L'Oreal sumac or sumac. What percent of the seedlings are L'Oreal sumac? Okay, so what we want to do is first we want to use the key concept up here and write a percent proportion. So what we would have A over B is equal to P over 100. Okay, that's what we said up here. So we're writing this as just our formula, so to speak. So now we want to substitute A and B. So we know that A is literally 15. So if A is 15, we'll substitute A, 15 for A, and B, since A is only part of what they actually planted. So that's part, and the total amount they planted was 240. Okay, that's the total amount that they planted, and here will be the other ratio, which is P over 100. Now, what we're trying to do here is we are trying to isolate P so we can determine actually how many or what percent. Okay, so in order for us to isolate P, we see that P is being divided by 100. So in order to isolate it, we must multiply both sides by 100. Okay, and let me put this over here so you can see exactly what this looks like. Okay, so here we would have 15 over 240 times 100, and that's going to equal to P over 100, and that's also times 100. Now, if you can remember when we said we can actually make a whole number a rational number just by adding 1. So we can just go right ahead here and add 1 as a denominator. Now, once we do that, we see we have this process where we can cross literally divide. So we can cross divide here and here, and that's going to give us P over 1, which is just simply P. And then here we can also cross divide. So you have to find the particular multiples that'll go into 100 and 240. Or if you choose, you could just go ahead and multiply there. But what we want to do is we want to find what is the actual largest number, and then we can start by 2 and wind up with 50 over 120. We can use 10, and 10 will give us literally 10 over 1, 10 over 1, and 15 over 24. We can use 20, and we'll get 5 over. So let's do that. Let's just use 20 for the sake of just dividing. So if we divide both 240 by 20 and 100 by 20, we'll get 5 here, and here we will get, and we'll just go over here off to the side because I want you to see what I'm doing. So 20 divided into 240, that's going to give me 1, and then 1 times 20 is 20, and I have a 4, and bring down my 40, and of course 20 goes into 40 2 times, and that's 40. Okay, so now we can change that to 15 over 12. Now we just go on and go with our cross dividing, which is 15 times 5. Let's move it over here so you can see exactly, and that's 5 plus 2, so that'll give us 75. Cross divide, cross here, cross multiplication. And the same thing here, 12 times 1 is literally 12. And then from there, we still must simplify here, okay, and we do so by dividing 12 into 75, okay, And let's see, once we do that, and it shouldn't be a hard deal, we have 12 into 75, and we know that 5 times 12 is 60, and let's try 6. So 6 times 12 is 12, literally 72, and give us a 3, so then we can put out a decimal right here and bring a 0 down. And 12 goes into 30 2 times, and 2 times 12 is 24. Then we subtract and we'll get 6, and we'll bring another 0 down, and then 12 goes into 60 5 times. So we see that our P is equal 6.25. Okay, so what do 6.5 tells us? It literally tells us that 6.25%, okay, of the planting of the seedlings are laurel sumac. Okay, and it's just that simple. All right, we will see you next time.